Hi, my name is Lisa Whitsitt, and I'm an experienced designer at Clif Bar. I do things ranging from illustrations to three-dimensional environments, just a range of types of ways consumers experience our brand. And almost everything that I do, I have to do mock-ups and prototypes first, partly so that I can wrap my head around a problem and make sure I'm designing it correctly. So I use mock-ups for problem solving. So I have one right behind me. Let me show you this one. This one is a mock-up for a trade show called Interbike. It's the biggest trade show for the cycling industry. And I have a 30 by 40 space. And so what I did is I took a cutting mat, and each inch equals a foot to me. So I made this model so every inch equals a foot. So it's scaled down appropriately. And this way we can problem solve and think things through. It's one thing to have a drawing on a two-dimensional paper, but you don't really get the feeling until you actually have something that's 3D, and we can move things around, and oh my gosh, we forgot about this. So it really tests your problems and your solution thoroughly, as opposed to having something that's two-dimensional and you can kind of fudge things and not really see all the issues. So here, if you want to come over here, so the whole concept for this theme of this booth was to make it like the classics, these classic bike rides that they ride on cobblestones. And in fact, what you see here is just wood, but eventually I got cobblestone flooring and made it look like more like a cobblestone environment. Let me show you over here. So you can imagine me in a meeting, I'm like, you know what? We should make it look like cobblestone flooring. I actually have something. This is a little glossy. We actually think it was very matte. But I'm trying to make this environment so when you walk on it, the flooring is engaging, the ceiling's engaging, and the space on all different levels is engaging with you. It's just not like one little zone. It's a lot of depths to it. So over here, I want to do something above, so I did these little white flags. Otherwise, your line of sight kind of zooms right through the whole space. So we did these really simple, cheap white flags, and it made the environment. It was amazing. It kind of defined the space. Ours felt so homey and fun, like you want to hang out in it, because we had a lot of different textures going on. We had textures on these walls, like I did in this little model. You can kind of see that this kind of stone texture. But I was able to find really cool materials that we painted and made it look like cobblestone flooring or walls or brick walls, and it gave it a lot more soul to the whole environment. So when I present a concept, I have it at a miniature scale, and then I have, it would look like this kind of thing. So it's a combination of tools that I'm using. This had to be done so quickly. I had like 2 weeks to design this. This is for the Food and Nutrition trade show. And so I thought it would be really fun to do something on craft paper, because a lot of our aesthetics around this food and nutrition area is about crafting food. Really taking our time to understand our craft and how we make our food. And it's not processed. It's more like understanding the ingredients and organics, and we're very passionate about how do you communicate that visually in a booth environment. So I did really quick and dirty. I just used corrugated cardboard. In fact, some of this cardboard was from my home. I think I had some shoebox. And I love just repurposing things. And this bag here was a shopping bag that I had from my winter grocery store, and I needed some kind of craft paper. And it was so funny, the fabricator's like, did you want the crinkles and this that you had here? I'm like, no, that's just what I had. I just had a bag. It can be smooth. It doesn't have to be perfectly like my model. But people love this, so we will have this model for the Food and Nutrition show. Mind the cobblestone flooring. Go to it. So upstairs we had a diorama that we're trying to tell stories in a visual way, in a dimensional way. Sometimes stories are done verbally, sometimes they're done, written, but this way we wanted to do something that you got immediately. Sometimes when you see something that's dimensional, it can communicate a story quickly, and it's more engaging. So this is where it begins, and I just do things quick and dirty. I don't expect it to be exactly this, but it's just a starting point to have a conversation. Sometimes it's really hard to have a conversation if you have nothing to look at. So this way they say, oh no, we don't want to look like this, but I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually would like it to be like this. So I don't have my heart set on every little thing I make. It's just a tool and a starting point.